It's Halloween just now in Disneyland Paris, and coming up in just a few weeks we're going to have Disney's Halloween party, or the Halloween soiree as it's called in French. We are going to kick off by discussing the Mickey's Halloween celebration, which is the season that's currently taking place inside Disneyland Paris. It is an overlay to the park, and it has loads of decorations up and down Main Street. It has loads of decorations all around the park, and certainly there's pumpkins or ghosts. There's certain things you can do that aren't normally there. One of the additions for this season is it's the Good to Be Bad Castle stage show that takes place 2 and 3 times a day, and is full of Mickey and his friends and the Disney villains. There are meet and greets with Disney villains, aren't there, most of the year, and they are exclusive to the Halloween season this year. There's the Mickey's Halloween celebration cavalcade, and that's probably the best bit, if you ask me, for the Halloween season. And that's where you get to see a cavalcade that only takes a couple of minutes to go past. It's not as big as the main parade, but it comes past a couple of times every day and basically adds a completely different parade that isn't a parade, but is a parade at the same time, to the main attraction of the park, and it comes down all the way from Fantasyland and then works its way back up later on in the day. It's a much more upbeat and it's a much friendlier and dancier sort of tune. There's videos going around on YouTube just now, cast members doing lots of dances to it, and everybody just gets involved in the cavalcade. It's just so upbeat. We're going to talk about really quickly the Halloween soiree, or the Halloween party, which takes place on October 31st and is the last point of the Halloween season, and is certainly the grand crescendo to what Disneyland Paris have to offer at Halloween. This year it's a little bit different to last year, as it's been different every single year for the last few years. So it is available just now online. You can buy tickets. There's different prices, but they generally go between £55 and £75 depending on where you buy them. I think it's £61 if you buy it from DisneylandParis.co.uk just now. There are annual pass discounts available, so if you have an annual pass, it's certainly worth getting your discount. You can apply that to the rest of your family as well. Park entry for the Halloween party, if you only buy that ticket, is much cheaper. Obviously, if you're only going to go in and ride the rides, it is a good time to go and do that because you're getting in for £60. The park entry is at 5 PM, but the party doesn't actually start till 8 PM, and at 8 PM it's while there's an opening show, there isn't too much else happening straight away. So you can get in with your Halloween ticket at 5, you can then begin the party at 8, and that's generally when the massive crowds start coming in. Certainly from 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, when you get the parade, the main parade of the day, once that's over, the park just empties on Halloween. So what is there in the Halloween party? I mean, there's a lot to do, and it starts at 8 o'clock, as I said, and goes all the way on till 2 AM, so there's obviously got to be something that you're doing in there. One thing I will say is it will be incredibly crowded. It will feel incredibly crowded inside the park. It is one of the busiest nights for people wandering around the park. However, just because there's a lot of people in the park doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. I'll explain why in a couple of minutes. The first thing that we are going to have on is the Disney Villains Halloween celebration. So this seems to be a bit of a offshoot of Mickey's Halloween celebration, which is the cavalcade that fires up and down the park. So for 2 times on Halloween, we're going to have the Disney Villains Halloween celebration. So unsure what it will be, but it's likely to use the same cavalcade floats that Mickey's Halloween celebration uses, but we're probably going to see them taken over by Disney villains. That's my guess, but it is likely to be along that. It probably has the same soundtrack, but it's good that they've put on a special cavalcade or parade for that night. It'll probably go much slower, and it wouldn't surprise me if there's a couple of photo opportunities that aren't there for the rest of the time. Disney bills it saying there are 2 stunning shows on this night. So the first one is Rock On with Disney Villains. I imagine that's probably a dance party, and it'll be themed along with the villain soundtracks, and there's usually quite a bit of Pirates of the Caribbean music in the background. I don't know, it just always seems really dark. And then there's the Big Hero 6 YOKAI'S Revenge with the exclusive presence of Baymax. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a dance sort of party, so I would imagine that it is going to be a show that they've made up for this one night. So it's certainly worth seeing. It will probably be exclusive this one night, and it'll never come back again, so I would certainly go and try and see that. We've got Goofy and Max are holding the Unforgettable, Goofy's Skeletoon street party. Every year Goofy seems to host an event, and a couple of years ago it was big drums, and he always has his own event in the park. So he's got his event on, which is his street party, which is usually, but don't quote me on this because it can all change, we don't have the details yet, it's usually in Discoveryland. That's normally where it would take place, but you never know. And it says we're going to enter the Halloween fair and dance all night, surrounded by performances on stages all around you. So they previously took over the area in front of behind Space Mountain and in front of the Star Wars ride, and they used to have little stages around that. It could be there, or possibly it's going to be in the main hub of the park. I don't know, we'll have to find out, and we'll certainly be bringing live footage from it when we find it. And there's an addition this year that hasn't been there previously, and I'm hoping it is what I think it is, and that is, if you're brave enough, journey to the Adventure Isle. Skull Rock and the lagoon are covered in eerily evil fog. Look out for dead pirates, zombies and creepy creatures. It also says it will be unsuitable for young children or easily frightened. So hopefully this is some sort of Disney version of people coming up to you and scaring you in the park and sort of hiding behind rocks and jumping out at you. I think that would be fantastic. It certainly takes place in Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. It could be really interesting to see if Disneyland Paris now have a version of this. They used to do Horror Nights in the Walt Disney Studios, and while a lot of people really enjoyed it, a lot of people found it totally unsuitable for children. So it'd be interesting if that element of the Horror Nights have now been brought across to Disneyland Park for the Halloween soiree. So we're about to find out. And then finally, there's the last big name act that is at Disneyland Paris that night, and it's Don Diablo, who is a DJ. He's famously renowned for his house and his EDM and a little bit of techno music. He's remixed some huge artists, and he's certainly an associate producer on a lot of albums. So again, someone that's going to be fantastic to see. Where they're going to put him, I do not know. It's going to have to be quite a large open space. The potential is it could be up the top of Frontierland. If not, again, it could be into Discoveryland. He could be using the sort of Star Wars stage area, which is again a big place, or possibly be doing a DJ set from the castle stage. It really depends. Disneyland Paris haven't announced this detail yet, but they've said obviously it's happening, so it'll be really interesting. So the big things to watch out for there are the exclusives. So you've got the YOKAI'S Revenge with Big Hero 6 and Baymax. Absolutely exclusive. The Rock On with Disney Villains will just be a dance stage show, I'd imagine. Don Diablo will be worth seeing in his DJ set, and the Halloween Cavalcade and Disney Villains Halloween Cavalcade or Celebration Cavalcade will be absolutely fantastic as well, I'm sure. Tickets are still on sale, so it's not sold out yet, but they're usually on, they cap at about 25,000 people in the park, which is quite busy for Disneyland Paris, especially in the evening. However, I did say earlier it isn't always a bad thing that it is a really busy night. While you'll really struggle to do a lot of the villains meet and greets, and you should, if you want to meet them, you should pick the ones you want to see and get there quickly, and you'll probably be queuing all night for it. I mean, it really does take up most of the night, apart from when the parades are on. That's probably the best time that you can go and see the characters, when the parades are on. If you're there to ride rides and you want to do it, it is a fantastic time, because once the main parade finishes and 5 o'clock comes and the normal park day finishes and the Halloween party begins and everybody changes across to wearing their Halloween wristbands, you're going to find that waits just drop dramatically. So you're going to see about a 45 to 60% decrease in all wait times, and they are running all the headline attractions. So apart from the Phantom Manor, which is kind of strange for Halloween but is down for a refurb just now, they are going to be running all the headline attractions, and they will just be running fantastic wait times. You're going to be looking at less than 10 minutes for Space Mountain. You're probably looking at about 20 minutes for Big Thunder Mountain by the time we progress on to about 8 and 9 o'clock at night. So it's perfect for multiple reuse. Fast pass is turned off, I believe, so you're not going to have the fast pass queues slowing down standby queues, so it's basically first come first served. And the last benefit to Disney's Halloween party and soiree is that you can dress up in your own costume, which is totally banned in Disneyland Paris and all Disney parks all year long, apart from special events. So if you want to dress up, it's no longer just Disney bounding, you can now go as effectively, as long as you don't wear a full head, you can go as a Disney character. You can go as any character you like, and there are a lot of cosplayers, a lot of people that really enjoy this night in Disney because it allows them to be more of themselves. The Halloween party is wristbanded. You do need a ticket, and they do check it quite thoroughly in the first few hours of the park. There will be special cupcakes, and there's usually some special merchandise, including pin badge set that take place in the Halloween party. So if you're going, hopefully we'll see you there. We'll be bringing live coverage, live photos, live videos, and we'll be doing live tweeting all the way through the event. We hope to cover absolutely everything and have a full collection of it. Thank you very much, and that's our